So this is me after 34 days of juice fasting. I have, well, let's see, today is the 7th of August, 2011. I'm down a full 37 pounds since I started this on July 5th. I totally started it on a whim. I mean, I've been on diet after diet after diet for 30, no, not quite 30 years, 25 years. And about 10 years ago, right before I turned 30, I went on a really hardcore, calorie restricted, hardcore exercise plan and actually achieved goal weight for, probably 5 minutes. And then over the years, I kept that mostly off, within 10 or 15% for most of a year. And then when that was no longer my sole focus, the calorie restriction and the long hours of exercising. Since then, I've put on 10 or 20 pounds a year until about 2005. Then I kind of, checked that and started trying to control it a little bit, but that still had me, much higher than I should have been. And then last year, really let myself go and put on like another 30 pounds. So highest weight ever. I was probably 6 pounds under my highest scale weight ever when I started this plan. So I still have a really long way to go. I started out at 310 pounds, and the highest scale weight I ever saw was 315. I need to get down probably under 150, but I think under 140 would be ideal. That's where I felt the best before. And I'm not going to juice fast my way all the way there. I kind of wanted to use this as a springboard to get me started, because no one talks about how hard it is for someone who is truly morbidly obese to even start exercising. You don't understand. If you've only got to lose 50 pounds or 60 pounds, I mean, I guess it depends on your frame, but if you have to lose more than half of your body weight, then things that other people don't think about as being a detriment, they look at you, lumbering around and think, why can't you just, go on a hike? Why don't you go on a walk, ride a bike, do something, start exercising more? It's hard. It's really hard to actually physically exercise when you're that size. To give you an example, I think it was in May, we bought a water rower, and my husband is in, he's within 10% of his ideal weight and has always stayed, right in there, and fitness is really important to him. He bought a water rower because it's something, as a type 1 diabetic with foot ulcer issues, he can get a really hard cardio workout without doing something that's hard on his feet. And I was really excited about doing this too, because I haven't been able to run. If I try to run, it's not even really possible at this size for me to run. I can't breathe. My feet hurt. I have plantar fasciitis in my right foot so bad that if I try and even if I take up a walking routine, I have such excruciating pain, and I've got a high pain tolerance, but such excruciating pain the next day that I can't even walk on that foot. I have to kind of walk on the side of my pinky toe and stuff, and that's it. So that hasn't been an option, and I have done, the elliptical machine, and consistency with anything. I know consistency would bring results. I know that. But it's really hard to start when you have so far to go. And so when he got that rowing machine, I was really excited about it. And the first, after he tried it out, then I wanted to try it out. And since I'm kind of a klutz with physical stuff, I wanted to do it alone. So put on my tennis shoes, which in itself was a challenge. I had taken to just wearing slip-on shoes for the most part, because there's actually not a way you can comfortably bring your foot close enough to your hands to tie your shoes or put shoes like that on when you're that big. You can't reach your own feet to tie your shoes. But I struggled through that awkwardly, and then the next thing you have to do is actually get seated on this water rower thing. So there's a little bench seat that you sit on, and then there's handles up that you grab, and there are some platforms for your feet to go on, and you have to strap these little ties over your tennis shoes. So actually the first part of the challenge was even just getting my feet onto those little platforms, because they're right next to each other. And when you're this size, when you're this big, your feet don't naturally go next to each other. They kind of can't. So my feet ended up in there, and I got the straps kind of on, but I'm out of breath before I've even started trying to row. And then there's all this stuff about proper form and the way that you should be seated and how to do it. I just wanted to move on the stupid thing and make some progress. So hit the start button. 1, 2, foot slips out of the platform, and I'm already ready to start crying. I'm already. I can't do this for, my goal was to do it for 5 minutes, and then the next day do it for 6 minutes, and the next day do it for 7 minutes, until I could get up to 30 minutes and have some consistent cardio exercise that way. I've done it probably a total of 10 times since we got it, and I keep thinking about picking it up again now that I've made this progress in the juice fast, and I probably will be doing that. Hopefully in my next report I'll have some good information to share about that. But juice fast wise, I gotta say that there's nothing that could have worked like this for me right now. I'm not gonna spend an hour telling you all the plans that I've tried in the last 20 years and what their downfall was or where I failed in carrying them out. But I can tell you that doing this, I haven't had the food cravings. I haven't had, take that back, the first week was really hard. Just the smells of the foods that people were eating. I was really, truly hungry, and my stomach was growling, and I was probably drinking 5 or 6 quarts of juice every day just to have that full feeling all the time. And then the first, day 2 through 4, I was really tired, and I guess that's something to do with the detox process. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I was I needed actually a literal nap every afternoon for an hour or 2 for 3 or 4 days. And then all of a sudden, that was gone, and it got replaced with this level of mental clarity that has been missing for a long, long time. And every day after that, it just got easier. The first week, it was hard being around other people who were eating. The second week, it didn't bother me. I could sit at the table with my family while they were having dinner. I wasn't preparing their food yet. By the third week, I was preparing their food. By the third week, I was okay going to a dinner party and just saying, "Don't worry about me. I'm juicing right now," and I brought my own juice. Since then, and I'm only on, like I said, day 34, I think. Day 34 is today. Since then, I have gone to a half dozen restaurants where there have been people eating a variety of different things. Took my sons yesterday to the Cheesecake Factory, and it was an awesome visit, and I actually felt like it was the social experience of eating together is what you think about missing when you're on a juice fast. And for some reason, because this is all I'm doing and I've made this commitment to only juice, I got the entire social experience. I feel like I got 100%. No, take that back. I feel like I got 150% out of the experience because I didn't leave the table feeling like I had failed somehow, like I had somehow made an exception again. And that's one more explanation I want to make before I wrap this one up, because it's already 8.5 minutes, and I doubt anybody's probably even going to listen this far. But I forgot what I was going to say. There goes that mental clarity thing out the window. I remember now. When I first watched the video that inspired me to do this, the Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead with Joe the Juicer from New Zealand, I was so random that I had decided to watch it. I was just flipping through Netflix with my husband, and the kids weren't around that night, so it was something that he and I, would both have some interest in. And I have, played with the raw food diet, raw food lifestyle, raw vegan, vegan diet, vegetarian diet, raw vegan, and even 80-10-10 as late as just last year. Dr. Douglas Graham books on 80-10-10. I was interested in that, and had, I would go on all these plans for 2 days to 10 days to 2 weeks, and then, for some reason fall off. So when I watched the video, I wasn't thinking I was getting ready to start a juice fast. I wasn't thinking I was getting ready to start a diet. Heck, it's the beginning of summer. I had 2 vacations planned. I had relatives coming into town, numerous barbecues. It just wasn't a good time to start any plan. And when I got up the next morning after having watched that video, I was determined that I was just going to do it. I actually counted the days until I was going to turn 40 on November 8th, and there's 126 days. And I just decided right then, I'm going to juice until I turn 40, and then I'm going to decide what to do from there. But I am going to juice for 126 days, and through the vacations, and through the gatherings, and through the visiting relatives, and through whatever happens, I'm not going off plan. And that decision, as impulsive as it was, has been incredibly simple to follow, because the bargaining is gone. Since I have this happening this weekend, I'm going to go off plan. And then it takes not a day, not 2 days, but 2 weeks or a month to get back on the plan that I should have been on the month before. And so, 10 days into my juice fast, we were on a trip going to a convention, and I had to bring my juicer to the hotel. And I had to figure out how I was going to transport what I was going to eat during the day, what I was going to drink during the day to wherever I was going to go, and how much to make, and then how do you clean this juicer, because that's no easy feat, in a hotel room. I did it without it being a hassle, without any regrets, and of course came back and a few pounds are gone off the scale, and it's so validating to see it working. So that's the biggest thing for me. It was just making a decision and sticking to it. And as for what's been difficult, I'd have to say only the first week has been difficult. After that, things that would normally have been difficult are nothing compared to how bad it feels to be obese, embarrassed, wanting to hide. And I can't even tell you, I think I've got a list of 70 symptoms of my obesity that I wanted to get rid of over time, and how many have already cleared up. But I'll share more of that on a different time. This has gone on a really long time. Thanks for watching. Keep juicing. Keep doing something. Bye.